Hello, and welcome to EnglishStoryHub. Today we talk about a challenge many learners face. You understand English, but when it's time to speak, nothing comes out. Your brain knows the words, but your mouth stays quiet. This is not your fault. It is a habit we can change. Our focus today is moving from silence to speech, from I get it to I can say it. Fluency is like a muscle, and we train it with small steps, simple rhythm, and natural tone. Think about this situation. You watch movies, you listen to podcasts, you read articles, and you understand almost everything. But when someone asks you a question, your brain starts to check grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation all at once. The moment passes, you say nothing, and later you feel regret. This happens because of hesitation, overthinking, and translation. Hesitation means you stop for a short moment because you are unsure. Overthinking means you think too much and block action. Translation means you try to change every word from your language to English before speaking. In this episode, we will break that habit and create a new one. Think simple, speak simple, and keep moving. By the end, you will learn 3 tools you can use immediately. Think in English practice, shadowing bursts, and 1-minute speaking drills. Short, repeatable, effective. Ready to begin the journey from understanding to speaking? Let's get started. Why is speaking so much harder than understanding? The reason is not just vocabulary or grammar. It is what happens inside your brain. When you listen, you only need to recognize words and connect meaning. But when you speak, you must create the sentence, choose the words, use the right sounds, and stay calm at the same time. It is like trying to juggle while running. Too many actions at once. This creates something we call a block. A block is like a wall in your mind. You know what to say, but the words cannot move out. Often, this block comes from pressure. Pressure means a heavy feeling. The stress you put on yourself to be perfect. When you feel pressure, confidence disappears. Confidence is the belief that you can do it. Without confidence, even easy sentences feel difficult. Here is an example. You want to say a simple sentence, I like reading. But pressure whispers in your ear, is the grammar correct? Will they laugh at my accent? This voice creates the block. And the result? You stay silent, even when you know the words. The truth is, speaking fluently is not about being perfect. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They pause, restart, change words, and keep going. Real fluency means flow, not perfection. So remember these 3 keywords: confidence, pressure, block. Confidence grows when you practice. Pressure is reduced when you accept mistakes. And the block disappears when you speak without fear. Now let's talk about solutions, the real techniques that will help you move from silence to speech. The first technique is called Think in English. This means you stop translating every word from your language. Instead, you form the idea directly in English. Start simple. Look around your room and say to yourself, this is my desk. I have a book. The window is open. These short sentences train your brain to stay in English mode. Over time, English becomes the natural way to think. The second technique is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a native speaker, then repeat right after them, almost like an echo. Choose a short podcast, a movie clip, or even this episode. Repeat the words with the same rhythm, stress, and tone. At first it feels fast, but don't stop. This is powerful because it trains your mouth and ears at the same time. It builds automatic fluency. The third technique is called the 1-minute drill. Set a timer for 1 minute. Pick a topic, maybe my morning routine or my favorite food. Then speak without stopping until the timer ends. Do not worry about mistakes, just keep going. If you forget a word, explain around it. For example, if you cannot remember can opener, you can say the thing you use to open a can. The goal is flow, not perfection. And here is one more simple but effective idea. Everyday phrases. These are short expressions you can use anywhere. Phrases like how are you? That's interesting. Or I see what you mean. Practice them until they come out naturally. They are your safety net in conversation. The words you can always trust when your mind feels blank. These 4 tools, Think in English, shadowing, 1-minute drill, and everyday phrases, will help you build confidence step by step. They are simple, but if you practice them every day, even for just a few minutes, you will notice the change. Now we move to the deeper part of learning, your mindset and your habits. Mindset means the way you think about yourself and your learning. A strong mindset is more important than perfect grammar. If your mindset says, I must be perfect, you will freeze. But if your mindset says, I am learning, mistakes are normal, you will grow faster. Consistency is the next key word. Consistency means doing a small action again and again every day. You don't need to study for 3 hours once a week. Even 10 minutes every day will train your speaking muscle. Small practice, repeated daily, is more powerful than rare big effort. And here is something very important. Embrace mistakes. Embrace means accept with open arms. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Native speakers make mistakes too. They forget words, they restart sentences, they laugh at themselves. So why should you be afraid? Mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are proof that you are practicing. Finally, celebrate small wins. A small win could be speaking one sentence to a stranger, or finishing a 1-minute drill without stopping, or understanding a new phrase in a movie. Each small win builds confidence. Confidence then creates motivation, and motivation keeps you consistent. This cycle is the secret of progress. So remember these 4 principles: mindset, consistency, embrace mistakes, and small wins. If you carry them with you, your English will grow naturally, and speaking will feel lighter, easier, and even fun. We have reached the end of today's episode. Let's take a moment to remember the key ideas. Speaking is harder than understanding because of pressure, fear, and the block in your mind. But confidence grows when you change your mindset. The tools are simple. Think in English, practice shadowing, try 1-minute drills, and use everyday phrases. And the habits are clear. Be consistent, embrace mistakes, and celebrate small wins. Learning English is not a race, it is a journey. Every step you take, every sentence you try, brings you closer to fluency. You don't need perfection, you need progress. You don't need to be fearless, you need to be brave enough to keep going. Before we finish, I have one question for you. What is one thing you learned from this episode that you can use today? Write your answer in the comments. Your comment is not just for you. It is also a gift for this community. Every comment encourages the channel, inspires other learners, and keeps this podcast alive. So share your thought, no matter how small. Maybe it is one new phrase. Maybe it is the idea of practicing for 1 minute. Maybe it is the courage to accept mistakes. Whatever it is, write it down. Together we learn faster, we grow stronger, and we speak with more confidence. Thank you for listening to English Story Hub. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep speaking. Until next time, take care and talk with courage.